special day today. I want to thank you all for coming out here in an orderly fashion. We know you're going to be a great audience. Today, we're thrilled to welcome a very special guest speaker who's going to address you today. Our speaker today is someone we're extremely proud of, someone who has brought a great pride to our state, and that person is Coach Ed Cooley from Providence College. Coach Cooley has truly been an inspiration to so many. He's come from the city of Providence. He rose up like we teach you all the time. He's overcome challenges. He's risen up to the level of the head coach of Providence College men's basketball. He's been there for 11 seasons. He's been one of the greatest coaches in the history of the program. This past year, his team made the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. Coach Cooley was named the Naismith National Coach of the Year, the Big East Conference Coach of the Year, the Sporting News Coach of the Year. Again, he's brought incredible pride to our state. I am thrilled to welcome him to Lincoln High School, to have him talk to you this morning. So ladies and gentlemen, Coach Ed Cooley.
Good morning, family. How you doing? I am extremely humbled to be here today and share some Friar love with you, but not so much to be here as the Providence College coach, but to be here as a resident of Rhode Island, born and bred, born and raised. And you know, you guys have a term, rise up. And I'm a big believer in energy, passion, enthusiasm, and not complaining. Let me have a show of hands really quick. How many of you think you're not complainers? Who don't complain? Raise your hand. Raise them high. Shh. Okay, put your hands down. So now I'm going to assume, and I'm going to put you on blast real quick. I want everybody to raise their hands that do complain. Okay, keep them high. Keep them high. Put your second hand up. I appreciate the teachers as well who are complainers. Okay, put them down. Put them down. I love that. And I want to share it, complaining. There's never a day in my life that I complain. There's not a time where I'm going to look backwards and complain. I'm going to appreciate what I have. I'm going to look at the great things ahead, and I'm never going to look behind yet to learn from what I didn't like and didn't complain. Why do I say that? Being born and raised in a home that didn't have lights, that there was no food in the refrigerator, where having an opportunity to meet a biological father until I was 9 or 10 years old. Being the only one in that house that took advantage of what the community provided. Going to recreation centers to have refuge to play a sport, whether it was kickball, tennis, football, basketball. Sport was a refuge for me and also gave me an opportunity to be myself. Growing up was a very, very difficult task. And I think many of you look at where I'm at today. That's just my job. But how did you get to that mountaintop? And I still got a long way to climb. And just like all of you, there's going to be some adversity in your life. There's going to be times when you're sad. There's going to be times when you think things are just not going to happen for you. I say continue to try. Continue to believe. Understand that hope is within all of us. Every single day you have a chance to have an impact in your life, in someone else's life. Just because it didn't go your way, that don't make you wrong. Just because it didn't go your way, don't mean you're a failure. When I talk to recruits, and we're trying to recruit them all over the world, I tell them, I'm going to give you a chance to fail. You guys must be saying, wow, if I give you a chance to fail, success is coming. How many of you are afraid to fail? Seriously. It hurts, right? Failure hurts. But you know what? You're going to fail a lot. You're probably going to fail more than your successes. And the reason why I ask who complains is because when you are successful in anything you do, you don't think of what you didn't do. You got that joy, you have that energy that gets you to say, I achieved something. The first time you rode your bike, how many times did you fall? The very first time you rode your bike. Next thing you know, you're riding, you got no hands, you're spread out, you got your hand like this. You don't even think of the amount of times you fell. You feel the joy that you achieved. Right or wrong. First time you tied your shoe, you went around the house. If you have siblings or people in the house, I see that Penn shirt state. That's some bullshit. You feel me on that, family? I love you though, I love you. The shirt, sorry about that, I didn't mean to use profanity, but you know, we're growing up a little bit. Yeah, I'm a fryer through and through. Anybody else here fryer through and through? I appreciate that. BC 26, hopefully I'm still coaching. We talk about success because that's our goal. I see that URI shirt too. That's like my Barry White voice right there. I truly believe when I was at Central High School in the 9th grade, I never thought in a million years I'd go to college. Not in a million years. Growing up in the community I grew up in, I'm like, how's this gonna happen? Who are my role models? Who is gonna help me get through algebra, geometry, trigonometry? Had no idea. And what helped me get through that were incredible teachers. Teachers that inspired, teachers that gave of themselves. And I do believe this. Teachers inspired me when I went to Stonehill College to become a teacher. My first 2 years out of college, I was a high school history teacher. And I can tell you all this, you young men and women. The teachers that challenge you the most, you be like, oh, I don't like Professor so-and-so or teacher so-and-so. Give them a hug and tell them thank you. They're challenging you to be the best that you can be. And I truly feel this, and I told our mayor and our governor this last week. Our teachers are the most undervalued, underpaid profession in America because they're inspiring our next generation of great young minds. So give our teachers a round of applause. Many of you are going to go home. Many of you are going to look in the mirror and say, who am I? Where am I going? And you may not have that answer yet. And I say, every step you take, do it with energy, do it with pride, do it with joy to become something. I mean, anything, but don't do it alone. Be a leader. And being a leader is hard. Just my daughter's going to be a senior next year, and I can't believe I'm saying that. She's going to be a senior next year at the ultimate safety school, Georgetown. She chose Georgetown, and I call it the safety school. Good school, okay school. Just die. The very first time we were jumping rope, and I says, okay, let's see who can do 10 the fastest. We played checkers, and then we played a game called jacks. I know some of our teachers will remember jacks. Y'all remember jacks? If you stepped on it like your feet, you broke your toes. I wanted to beat my daughter every single time. But she was like 4 or 5. Every single time, I wanted my daughter to feel what it was to lose. And it wasn't so much that I wanted her to lose, I wanted to win. I want to win at everything. I want to be the first to class. I want to be the first to practice. I want to be the last one to leave. Because when you put your heart and soul into something, you become something. You really do. And I don't know how many of you are driven like that. You have to have a drive of excellence. You have to have a passion that just burns in you to be great, not good. A lot of people, I think, okay, just be mediocre. Why not be great? Why not be what I call someone on my team, that dude? Who is that? And what does it take? Some people have a natural it. And a natural it you can't explain. You have presence, you have high integrity, you have incredible character, you give to others, you love the community of which you live in, you give back to the community that you live in, you set the example for the people coming up behind you. That's why I'm here today. I want to give back to young men and women to do my best to inspire you to do your best. I was always told I'll never become anything. I was always told you're not smart enough. I was always told negative things. So that's why there's not any negativity other than when I see Penn State shirts in Friartown. What's your name, son? Will, you probably have family that goes there. Will, I'm pissed. I'm just gonna shoot you straight. You know what, Will? It's Will, right? I bought one of our championship rings. You don't know the last time Penn State won a championship, but maybe you can feel like a champion today. You wear that for a little while. And Will, just so you know, don't take my ring, dog. I am from the hood. Just so you know, I did grow up in the projects. Alright, love that Friar shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look in the mirror, right? Everybody looks in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, you probably just see yourself, correct? Say, my hair, my earrings are one's longer than the other. I'm going to ask you, when you look in the mirror, don't look at yourself. Look at who you can help in the mirror. And not many of us do that enough. Not many of us come outside of ourselves to give back. And I can tell you, when you give back, your life changes. When you give back, and people say thank you to you, it inspires you to want to do more. Just think about that, how good you feel when someone says thank you. You can open the door, you can have a great compliment to someone, because we all want to try to be known. We want to feel like we're worthy. In today's world, with social media, TikTok, Instagram, right? One of our players, Nate Watson, who I love to death, I had no idea what TikTok was until last year. Zero. Twitter and all this other BS y'all kids have. He said, Coach, I have 995,000 followers. I said, but you can't make a free throw? catch up to technology today, but don't let technology make you lazy. Don't let it make you lazy. I think it's made many of my players lazy, and then those lazy players don't play. Right? You gotta earn your way into greatness. How many of you are willing to sacrifice for that? Who's a sacrifice person? I like that. Thank you for raising your hand. I appreciate that. I want to talk a little bit about, really quick, race in today's society. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Your principal went to the same college I went to. I don't know how we both got in there. We majored in history together. Great major. I love learning about who we are, where we come from, the challenges that are out there. I remember walking on campus, and I'm looking around. Don't forget, I'm from South Providence. There was a lot of diversity in South Providence. Actually, I didn't see too many white people growing up. If you were white, you looked like a blizzard, right? I remember being one of 2 black people on campus, and I felt different. I felt like I didn't belong. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I'm like, one of the first parties I went to on the first week, when you go to college, and I walk around like, yeah, what's up? Alright? Good? And I felt so uncomfortable, and I had this young man that just kept looking at me and looking at me and looking at me. And then he came and touched my hand. And then he proceeded to touch my hair. And I'm like, yo, bro. Now where I'm from. Little did I know in his life that he ever met in person. In person. And again, we're going back to 30 years ago. I might share that. That's what I was teaching. I had to learn how to be different. And little did I know, those experiences that I experienced being different allowed me to grow in ways I didn't think I could. I didn't realize the biases that I had. That same person that touched my skin, that touched my hair, I ended up being the godfather of all 3 of his children. So it is okay to be different. But you have to open up and say, am I willing to change, to look at someone, even though we may not connect at first, it's okay to be different and have open, honest, direct conversation. How many of you are truly open and honest and direct? Like really direct? So I see a lot of hands up, and I'm calling BS. And I'm going to tell you that. I don't mean to be disrespectful or not. Because many of you at this age want to please. You want to fit in. You're afraid to take your best friend or someone in a situation that's uncomfortable when you know that they're doing wrong. When you know that the situation is taking care of one another. We do a thing with my team, and I always look to see who the first one is. Like we have these meals. We have these pre-game meals, post-game meals, before we get on the plane meals, when we get off the plane meals, when we get off the bus meals. These damn kids eat like it's oof. And I always look who's last to eat. Who's first in, but last to eat. Why do you think I look for that? Anybody? I'm sorry? Team player, yes. It's a little bit deeper. Go ahead, my man. I'm sorry? He's waiting for the reference team to come to eat. I would say yes, and I'll go deeper than that. If you're the first one in and last to eat, you've taken care of all of your people first. You didn't think about you. You didn't think about the mirror. You looked in the mirror and gave to everyone else. That's a leader. First in, support your men, support your women, and then you eat last. It's not a time in a team meeting when we're eating. I always eat last. After the managers, after the trainers, after the players, after the staff. When you lead and it's real, it goes a long way. People respect that. But there's also going to be a time where we're down 30. I'm not going to be last. That's when I'm going to be a coach. That's when I'm going to do my job. What is your job as a school? What is your job as a community to make sure you're protecting the interest of this beautiful facility, of this incredible facility? And ladies and gentlemen, I have an opportunity with this basketball that has brought me around the world, literally, from Australia to Greece to Spain to Italy to Peru to Ecuador, China, I mean, all over the world. I'm single. And it all started with education. It all started failing the SAT 2 or 3 times to get a scholarship to go to college. A lot of failure there. But keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. The more you fail, the better you're going to get frustrated. And when we fail, we get down on ourselves. We're playing at Marquette this year. 11 minutes to play left in the game. And we're down 37 points. We were getting our ass kicked. I told the officials, I said, come here. Don't blow any more whistles. I looked at Kevin Kerbeck. I said, Kevin, the pilots tell me that plane. Ladies and guys, again. At that point in time, I think it started with a 7-game win streak. And after the game, we had a couple of transfers say, hey, coach, we just got drilled. Don't be upset. Just a long year. We'll be fine. So we'll play them again. Let's not overreact. It's one game. It's one game. That one game, after that, I think we ran off maybe 8 in a row. So how you react under adversity and under disappointment could either take you high or keep you in a spiral going low. So stay even keel. Know it's okay to fail. How will you respond? Who likes math? Who likes English? Who likes science? Who likes community service? Those are the things that keep you rising to the top. I wanted to come here today with you to tell you that you can, that you will. You're going to fail. You're going to have disappointment. But are you going to complain when you fail? Including our teachers that raise their hand complaining. Now, most of the time, we as parents, that complaining is about you. Sloppy, there's never anything to eat, and know you have a cabinet full of food. You want to know what it is not to eat? When Ed Cooley walked into his house on 14 Elmer Street, and only thing in the refrigerator was the light bulb in the right-hand corner of the refrigerator. That's when there was nothing to eat. So don't complain. Don't complain. Some of you, if your parents migrated here, and again, all over the country, all over the world we've traveled, anytime you can set foot back on the United States of America soil, and we got our issues here, a lot of them, I'll take these issues over anybody in the world, because at least there's hope for you to get better in democracy. Trust me. How many parents, how many families here, parents, are not from the United States? That's a lot. That's a lot. Some of you that are seeing those hands up, have an open, honest conversation with your classmates and ask them their parents struggle to get here. Have an open, honest conversation. It's tough. It's really hard. And hopefully your life is better because of the sacrifice that your parents did. How many of you here struggle as students? Appreciate you being honest. Appreciate you being honest. What are you doing to help yourself? Are you going to your teachers and asking for help and telling them, hey, this is happening in my life? The best thing that happened to me was teachers. They inspired me to say, it's okay, we're here to help. And when you ask for help, you'll get it. Right? And some teachers may challenge you to see what you're going to do first. Don't ask for help and then you don't prepare. Teachers want to help. Administrators want to help. Ask for it. They'll be there for you. Right or wrong, teachers? Right or wrong? You guys on the same page? Absolutely. I appreciate being here with you. I understand how hard it is. It's a beautiful day out. I'm pretty sure you guys want me to talk for 4 hours so you don't got to go to class. It's a little windy out here. Today's the day that you can make an impact. Today's the day where you tell yourself, I'm great. I'm going to do better. I'm going to try. I'm going to rise up to be great. I'm going to rise up to be great. Selection Sunday, I forget the date, it was March, whatever. We just got beaten by Creighton in the Big East semifinal game. And I had to deal with cameras like that after the game in New York City and Madison Square Garden. And they're asking some really hard questions. I said, the Friars are going to be okay. Friars will be okay. Selection Sunday came, and we had to play against a team that had won 30 games in a row. 30. Last time they lost was well before Christmas. I said, our men were so inspired, and everybody on national television picked the upset of the tournament to have them beating us. What a challenge. How many of you thrive under challenges? I love when somebody tells me I can't do something. I want you to tell me I can't do something. That edge on our shoulder, that passion that burns within to prove your man's wrong. I said, guys, not only do they win the guys. They led the country in scoring at 86, 87 points a game. They didn't come within 30 of that mark. We decimated them, crushed them, and I was so proud of our men. Don't challenge someone that's hungry. Don't challenge somebody that has a passion to just will themselves to be great. And you probably feel that energy coming on me right now because losing is unacceptable. It's going to happen in life, but over the course of the time, can you go further and further and further and further? We're going to win a national championship at Providence College. I don't know how, but I'll be damned if we're not going to try. We move move on to that second round. And Richmond just had one of the greatest upsets against Iowa, who just won the Big Ten Conference Tournament. Can Providence win? When I turned around, it was about 1:19 left on the clock. And the Friars were up 30. 30. That's the same group that people said can't, won't, picked, I don't know where we were in the league, 6th, 7th, or 8th preseason. It's not how you start. It's your will to finish, to be better than what people think. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here as a testament, not out of ego, out of opportunity. And it all started in that classroom. You can't get to that destination without a key of education to open up the doors of opportunity. And school's not for everyone. It's not. It's not for everyone. I have a 25-year-old son still trying to finish, but he's trying. He's trying. Keep trying. Keep failing. Keep overcoming the odds. Keep letting people know you care. I use the word love a lot. Didn't hear it a lot as a child. So it's ingrained in me to give back. It's ingrained in me to give back. I'm grateful for education. I'm grateful to Providence College. Providence College had the courage, Brian Shanley and Bob Driscoll had the courage to hire the first black men's basketball coach in the history of their school. That took courage. Give them a round of applause. I leave you with that, and I go back to say, it's okay to be different. It's okay not being okay. Great book. I don't know if any of you ever read that book. It's a great book. It's okay not being okay. So everybody that's on this field today has lived 100% of not being okay. 100% we lived. Had some struggles, but we're here. We're in the damn building to get better, to improve, to inspire, to give hope. And hope to me is helping other people excel. Hope don't have anything to do with me. It has to do with helping other people excel. I'm going to take some questions. Then I'm going to go home. I got to take out some furniture today. I had to take out some furniture. Hopefully my kids are there to help me. But I'd love for you to ask some questions, and I don't know how we're going to get them to do it, but I appreciate you guys. Take care of one another, and go Friars.
All right, thanks for being a great audience for Coach today. He's here to answer some of your questions. So if you have a question, we have Madison has a microphone. So if you have a question for Coach Cooley, just raise your hand. We got a question for Coach Cooley. Just shoot that hand up. We got one back here.
Watch this. Watch this.
Specifically kind of cater to, it's difficult, but it's something that you kind
What's your name?
Nicholas Galiletta.
Nicholas Galiletta. Give him a round of applause. So Nicholas, there's probably 1,000 people here, right? You had the courage to stand up and talk about something that's personal to you. And courage goes a long way. Because of your courage, and you don't even have to have a question, I want you to have lunch on me today. Here's $20, right? And I'm pretty sure he's nervous, but he has something going on inside. The fact that you can share that, you probably just made friends here that you never knew. They share some of the same things you are going through. So I appreciate his courage and enjoy lunch today on me. Next question.
Mentor who made the biggest, had the biggest influence on you?
Yes, I appreciate it. His question was there one mentor that had the biggest influence on me? And I would say yes, 1,000%. When I was 11 years old, I heard the word love for the first time in my life. And it was a lady by the name of Gloria Seawright who died in 2000.
We're going to do it separately. Okay.
That damn near took me off the street. I had lost an all-star baseball game, and I gave up the home run and sent us home from Elmwood Little League. And she called me Cooley. She said, "It's okay. I love you. You're going to do some great things in life, and it's okay to lose." She's with us right now. I wish she was here when I became the head coach here at Providence. She was a crossing guard. Her husband, who's 85 years old, hasn't missed a game since I've been a head coach. He's the first one at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. They inspire me every single day on one word: love. Thank you for your question. No, that's all right. Use this one. Use this one. You can use this one. We're good. Next question.
What can you say about the discrimination you faced as the first Black coach at PC?
You'll cry? Enjoy that. So, her question was, how do I feel with the discrimination I felt and feel being the first Black coach at Providence? I love them more. I feel it when I walk through some rooms. Many of the rooms I'm blessed to walk in, I'm always different. And I'm not afraid to talk about race. But I think when you get to know someone, you're able to break down a barrier. Smile. Many of the times people are afraid to have open, honest discussions. It's okay. I'm not going to look at you any different. I'm going to try to educate you on what it feels like. On the things you should talk about. Not the color of your skin. How you feel. Where did that come from? And that's why I started everything by saying it's okay to be different. I like being different. I like being Black. Because I can't be anything else. I can't be reborn. Jane Cooley's not spitting out another kid. If she did, they'd be Black. So it's okay, I appreciate that question more than you know. Because I face it a lot. You as a society are going to face it a lot. Don't take it so personal. Ask the person why. Sit down and have an open, honest conversation of why. It's okay. I appreciate that question. Great job. Question over here. Sure. Stand up, tell us your name, and scream from the top of your lungs. Okay, you play football. So you want my ring? Champions earn that, baby. That's earned. Let me ask you this. Did you win a championship? Then win one, and then you can win one. You want to be a champion, sacrifice. All right? We got a question over here. In the back of the cut. I ain't walking all the way back. You stand up and yell from the top of your damn lungs. Okay, I got you.
My name is Andrea Williams. I wanted to know if you had any advice for seniors that were interested into playing sports in college.
Seniors that are interested in playing sports in college, absolutely. Try out for teams, depending on your sport. Go to that sport and ask the coaches, do they have walk-ons? Do they have tryouts for walk-ons? Ask if there's club sports that you can participate in. Most schools have a lot of club sports, intramurals. You can find your activity, you can find your level of sport at any college. You just got to go seek and find it. It's not going to walk to your door. You got to walk to it. Does that help? Appreciate you. I see my man in the back. Is that Run DMC shirt? Do any of you kids know who Run DMC is?
I love that.
Hell no, y'all don't. Y'all don't know who Run DMC is. All right? What's your question?
My name is Prince.
Hi, Prince.
I would like to ask as a fellow pussy coach, basketball.
Speak up, Prince.
You're a freshman, and even though you're not the greatest on the team, how do you still become a leader for your team?
Like that, as a freshman, how do you become a leader on your team? Great question. So, we can all lead. Many freshmen really struggle their first 3 or 4 weeks until you get to around Thanksgiving. They really struggle in college. They're away from home for the first time. You're missing your friends. You're missing your parents and or your siblings. As an athlete, it's 130 miles an hour every day. Training, study hall, travel, practice, individuals, community service, study hours, then practice again, weight training. So it's really hard. So your time management is so important, yet you can still lead by doing the right things and asking your coaches and or the leaders, what can I do more? Not what are you going to give me? What can I do more to sacrifice? That's what my man, the football player, was saying. He wants to wear a ring. You got to sacrifice. You got to give up yourself. You'll win. You'll win. Next question.
Hi, I'm Cameron.
Hey, Cameron.
Also, being from South Providence, it's the hardest things trying to get to the top and not let your environment hold you down, because you know you can be better than what your environment gave you.
Wow, great question. Another great question. I like that on how you're not a statistic of the environment of which you've grown up in. And that's where you got to follow your love. You got to follow your passion. And again, we had the conversation when your friends are doing the wrong things. If they were walking down that street, I went that way. I went the other way because I knew right and wrong. It was okay to go play and not be the best player. It was okay to go to school on Saturdays, of which I did because I knew I needed help in math, in science, in English. I went to a program called Upward Bound. And I went there and I went to school on Saturdays and then 6 weeks in the summer. I don't think if I did that, I'm not here today as a head coach. I don't think I go to college and get a free degree. And I don't care what people say about me. And the people that said I can't, the people that said I won't, now have an opportunity to work for me. Feel me? So now I get the last say. So kiss my ass. Question.
Alright, so I'm James Kregler, and I have a cool question. How should I stay calm when I fail?
How should you stay calm when you fail? So on my phone, because I suffer from a lot of anxiety, I have a big time anxiety disorder. And I put the Calm app on. I put the Calm app on my phone. So when I know I'm anxious and I'm overstimulated, I breathe. I listen to the Calm app. I listen to water. I listen to the trees blow. Sometimes I listen to my own thoughts. And I tell myself, it's going to be okay. Breathe. And I do it probably 30 times a day for 10 to 15 seconds as a mental break and breathe. Because we all struggle with something internally, and it's okay. We're here. We have survived 100% of not being okay. Next question. How many more we got? One more question for my guy here.
Hello? Ronald Barad. I have a question.
Do I think the Celtics are going to win the championship? We'll end on that. Wow.
Coach, one more question.
Okay, we'll ask that after that. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to tell you why. I had an opportunity to coach Jason Tatum. I had an opportunity to coach Jaylen Brown. We won gold medals. We won gold medals in Crete, Greece, on the 19 and under national team. And it was a great feeling sitting on foreign soil to listen to the national anthem. Those are two incredible men. And I think they'll bounce back from yesterday and they'll move forward. I'm saying they're going to win the NBA championship. Absolutely. See? That's some bullshit. See, I mean, like, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up, though. It's all good. What we got? They're in the Big East, their family. What's up?
So I'm swimming here next year. Do you have any advice for me?
Be awful against Providence and win every other game. All right? Every other swim. I love swimming. I was a lifeguard for 11 years in this public pool in the city of Providence. You know? So are you freestyle, backstroke, butterfly, anything? I love that.
I'm a state champ.
Who else is a state champ in here? Give them a round of applause.